my name is Brinker, and today I'm going to review the new historical epic drama, The Last Duel. This movie is directed by the one and only Ridley Scott and stars Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Adam Driver, and Jodie Comer. Basically, this movie is based on true events about two former friends and knights. One of them is named Jean, played by Matt Damon, and Jacques, played by Adam Driver. They are challenged to a duel to the death after a certain rape of Jean's wife, played by Jodie Comer. Now, of course I was pumped for this film because I love Ridley Scott. I think Ridley Scott is a very talented director. He makes some great films like Alien, Gladiator, The Martian. He makes some underrated films like Alien Covenant, in my personal opinion. But he also does some misses like Prometheus and Exodus Gods and Kings. But after The Martian, that I really love, that also stars Matt Damon, I'm really excited for this film. I think the cast is absolutely fantastic. I love historical films. I love knight films, like medieval type films. So, of course, I was pumped for this film. Another film that I watched after lockdown. I watched so many films after lockdown, and that's not over yet. There's still more films to watch. And guys, I'm just going to warn you right now before I talk about my thoughts on The Last Duel. This movie is not for everybody. If you're not fans of brutality violence and sex violence, like rape, don't watch this film. If you're not comfortable with those moments, especially there are some moments in the film where you're not going to be comfortable with, don't watch this film. I'm just warning you guys right now, if you're going to see this film not knowing what's going on, and you're just coming to my reviews to make sure you guys want to watch the film because of my reviews, just warning you now, do not watch this film if you're not comfortable with these events. Other than that, I really love The Last Duel. I love this film more than I thought I would. This film is honestly one of the better Ridley Scott films that I have seen in a very long time. The cast in this film is absolutely phenomenal in this film, especially those three that stood out for me. Matt Damon is one of them. Matt Damon in this film is fantastic in the film. His performance in films are getting better and better and better. He is so professional in this film, and his character in this film, you do get his character in this film. And his performance in this film was so powerful. It probably turns out to be one of my favorite Matt Damon performances that I've seen in a long time. Same with Adam Driver. Adam Driver in this film plays a character, that's for sure. I'm not going to spoil what his character is, but he is fantastic in this movie. I'll say this, he's a character that you love to hate. That's all I'm going to say about Adam Driver in this film. I want you guys to see the film for yourself. He is so good in the film though. He is so powerful in this film. I think his performance in the film is probably my favorite performance I've seen Adam Driver in since Star Wars movies. But Jodie Comer, guys, I loved her from Free Guy. She was really good in the film. This is the performance that should give her an Oscar nomination. She is phenomenal in this film. This is probably one of my favorite performances by a female actor this year. Jodie Comer is so great in this film. Her performance feels very, very real in this film. I loved her in this film. I want to see her in more movies because she is fantastic in the film, and she definitely is a standout throughout the movie. And also, Ben Affleck is fantastic in this film also. He's not too much of a standout, but his performance in the film is also a character that I would say you love to hate. He does a great job in this film also. This film has some great cinematography. The look of this movie looks fantastic. I think the cinematographer of this film did the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The movie, the scope of the world this movie presented is dark, dry, but also, at times, really investing. I love the look of this movie. The movie looks fantastic. The camera work is great in this movie. There are some good scopes in this film. But guys, this film is brutal. There are a lot of moments in The Last Duel where you can't watch. Like, there are some really disturbing moments in this film. There are a sense of rapes and the violence. The violence in this movie is brutal as hell. It's full on. It's definitely full on. That's why I said I'm worrying about what's happening in this film. The brutal. Like, this film is brutal. Very brutal. That's the one thing I'll explain The Last Duel. It's brutal. The violence is really well done though. And the duel scene at the end of the film that we were all expecting is worth it. The duel is fantastic. Not going to spoil what happens, but it's epic. Probably one of the most epic scenes that I've seen this entire year. But there are some scenes in this movie also where you just can't watch. There are some really disturbing moments in the film. Not in a horror way, but more of realism. And if you watch this movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. And it's a moment where, honestly, I had to close my eyes. There are some really deep, dark moments in this film. It's a dark movie. It's a very big drama movie. So if you don't like those things, you won't like this movie. It's not for everybody. Some people hate this film. This film even bombed at the box office, which I completely understand. But guys, if you're movie fans out there, you gotta see The Last Duel. It's a film that is different than other films. Like, we're getting kind of sick of comic book movies and films that are cliche in this world. We want to see something different and epic and original again. Even though this movie is based on a true story, and I think it is based on a book, this movie is probably one of the best original screenplays that I've seen this entire year. I think it's a film that, it's almost flawless. It's a 2-hour and 30-minute movie that has a great story build-up. It goes from different perspectives of each character, from Matt Damon, from Adam Driver, and Jodie Comer's character, and the whole perspectives of characters in the film is so well written that it didn't feel like 2 hours. It felt so epic, and I wanted more from this film. I wanted more, because how the story was written, it's some of the best screenplays that I have seen this entire year. Guys, overall, The Last Duel is an epic in my opinion. It's not an epic that you think it's going to be, but honestly, this film is one of the better Ridley Scott films that I've seen in a long time. This film is brutal, it's hard to watch at times, but the acting, the storytelling in The Last Duel is phenomenal. This is definitely going to be on my top 10 best list for sure, because this movie, I honestly wanted to watch it again because of how epic this film is. It's violent, it has a lot of scenes where it's kind of disturbing, but that's what's good about it. This film felt so real, and I really enjoyed The Last Duel, guys. And it's not for everybody, but if you're filmmakers that are okay with brutality and those things, I highly recommend to see this film, especially for Ridley Scott fans as well. I am going to give The Last Duel an A. So guys, that is my review for The Last Duel. Let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. Do you like the film, hate the film, or you thought it's okay? And what is your favourite Ridley Scott film? Let me know that in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Keep contacting with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. And have a nice day.